So, Okuri ashi. Not any of the Wado Academy guys or from my club. Do you all understand what Okuri ashi is? Yes, no? Yeah, good. So from there, take your left leg forward. You're not going to do anything with your arms. You need to find this Okuri ashi. Yeah, push. That's all I want you to do. To use your legs. So reach, pull. Reach, pull. Ready? Put your arms down, just nice and relaxed. Ready? Oish. Oi. Oish. Oi. Try and keep it as light as you can. Yeah, instead of... Yeah? Ready? Oish. I was very fortunate to train with him for many, many years, and I instructed down at Temple. So, one day he came along and he went, I'm going to computerise karate. Okay, there was a lot of puzzled faces then. So instead of him saying, push off your back foot, reach with your front foot, there's a lot of words there. So he came up with this system called Tien. Anybody guess what T stands for? Tomokomizuki. N? Nagashi. So what he was saying was, instead of saying all these words repeatedly, he would go along and say Tien1 or Tien2, depending on one. So you would reach with the front foot and push with the back. And if you wasn't doing enough with the front foot, that was reaching, he'd say Tien1. It's quicker. And he would then say, if you that's Tien2, but he'd call it D, Tien2D, which was dragging your foot. Can you see? Yeah, reach, push, pull. He had numbering for everything. You have to be with him, but he bang, 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 bang. The lesson went very quickly, and you knew exactly what he was talking about. He didn't have to keep on saying those words. Yeah, so make sure that you are reaching, you are pushing, and then you're pulling. Because then you can go again and again and again. If you reach and drag, you can't do it, you can't push again. Yeah, so you need to reach and pull. Reach and pull. Yep. It's important that I say these things because a lot of Toru's lessons are lost unless you've got that orange book. Yeah, that you wrote. So he came up with lots and lots of things. Anyway, back into your lines. Try and let your legs transport your body because that's what today's about. Yeah, use to transport your body. If your body's not going with it, something's wrong. Ready? Hey! Don't drag your feet. Tien2D. Don't worry about learning these numbers. All right, but you get the gist. Ready? Aish! 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 Okay, so we're going to go back and we're going to do Jodan, Chudan, Jodan. And I want to see this footwork moving. Not... because that's friction, and friction slows you down. That's what brakes. Yep. So try and use your push, push, push. Use this front and back foot. Yeah? And at the end, 1, 2, 3, push again. And hizageri, and that'll take you into the other stance to do it from. Yeah? Ready? Ish! Jodan, Chudan. Jodan, Chudan, Jodan, hizageri. And try not to punch hard. You're after a movement. I know you're all of a certain grade, and I know you can punch hard. Yeah? What the problem is the movement, this fluidity, this ryusui, this flowing. Ready? Hey! So again, we're going to do furiken, yuraken, uppercut, hizageri. Try and find the fluidity. If you struggle, it means you haven't got your body in the right place. Yeah, ready? Aish! That's fine. I don't mind what punches and what you do, but just get this, yeah? Ready? Aish! So you did this okuri-ashi. Fighting stance, other stance. So we're going to partner off, yeah? And I want you to, not this, but try and get your distance, your ma'ai. This is your mai to start with. Once you go in, ma'ai. So you are okuri-ashi, you make the distance up. Very gentle, but try and find the flowy movement. So I suggest you start, partner off and start at this side and move across, and then you come across this way. And if you're struggling, put your hand up. Okay. So Otsuka, especially the second, Otsuka the second, when he came over to England, he said the Wado, the people that were there, were better than the Wado in Japan. And the reason for it was Sensei Shimizu told us and taught us how to move. That fluidity, that movement, which a lot of Wado-Ryu clubs don't have. They're very static, very rigid. So you need to start learning how to flow. And that will go into your kata, and it will go into your partner work. Yeah, so you're not fighting your own body. You need to be fighting the person that's in front of you, not having to fight your own body. Do you get that? It needs to be a natural, flowing movement. Yeah? So partner off up this way and work forwards and backwards. Yeah? Can we start over on this side, please? Partner off. I can't punch from here. Well, I can. I can, but can you see the distance? It's too far away to do a punch from here. So I have to make that distance up by doing the okuri-ashi. So, yeah, okuri-ashi, then Ayumi-ashi. So try and make the distance up and then do a clean step through. Yes? Okay, so okuri-ashi to get you into fighting distance, and then Ayumi-ashi to punch. Yeah? Can you try that? So looking round, there's a lot of T and 2D. Remember that? Dragging? Okay, so okuri-ashi and Ayumi-ashi, but then you haven't got a... Who's married? Oops, I shouldn't say that. Okay, you haven't got a ball and chain on your back leg, all right? And it's not nailed to the floor. So I'll try and do a okuri-ashi and Ayumi-ashi. So make sure you're using this push and pull. Yep, a few more times, yeah? Carry on. There's another reason why you use your front hand to control. Because you control the ma'ai, the distance. If they're just going back, you can't control the distance for your punch. Yeah, so once you've done the okuri-ashi and you've used your front hand, you can either push it away or bring them towards you. So this is all part of being able to move and adjust your distance when you're sparring or when you come to do your partner work. Yeah, so forward. If he's too much, push him away. Yeah, if he's too far away, obviously, pull him in. Yeah, so can you try and introduce that to this very sort of simple, yeah? And it used to be called Zenshin-cho, Jodan, Chudan, Renzuki. Yeah. Jodan, yeah? Bit more advanced than that. Yeah, okuri-ashi, okuri-ashi, Ayumi-ashi. Yeah? Carry on, a couple more. Believe it or not, you'll find this hard to believe. I used to sprint at one time when I was at school. I know you find that hard to believe. Okay? So when they're racing, they don't run and then go touch. They go through the line. So when you start this, 1, 2, just carry on your momentum. Don't 1 and stop. That's no good. You need to be carrying on through. Push on through. Let your momentum carry you forward. If you've not got that momentum, something's not quite right with your technique. Yeah, you need to flow, go through it. Yeah, not just stop. You get that? Yep. Right, carry on. This is not Okuri ashi. You can't get any sort of momentum from doing this. You need to, can you see this leg going? You would need to almost overstretch it. This leg's not moving. This leg's going to move because this one has overstretched it and it's going forward. Yes? So can you, only last time with this, try and extend it as much as you can. And keep that momentum, but really stretch for the Okuri ashi. What kata? Chinto. Chinto is Okuri ashi. That's Okuri ashi from Chinto kata. And then right at the end, isn't it? So you do, here you, and you reach and carry on. So you must have this feeling that you've got now, should be there in your Chinto kata. Yeah? If you do most things in your Wado, you should be reflecting and thinking, well, where have I seen this before? Right, so I want to join up the dots. And then once you've joined up the dots, there's an understanding. Not only with your fighting, but with your kata, with your partner work. So all those things come together to make a technique. It shouldn't just be one thing. If it's one thing, not so good. Yeah? Reach. Okay. One more time, but make sure you do a good Okuri ashi. And think you're doing Chinto if you want. Yeah, carry on. This using your back leg. We're going to go back to a basic and have a look, see where we can put it. So can you get back in your lines? We'll be backwards and forwards trying to tie up things. Yoi. Junzuki daragamai. Aye. Hey, sonobade. Aye. Can you alternate the lines a little bit, please? That's it. So you got plenty. So, kette Gyakuzuki. Ready? Oish. Okay, kette Gyakuzuki Notsukomi. Oish. When you're zukiing, it's not just an arm movement. You should be using your body. So I've seen lots of varying techniques for Gyakuzuki Notsukomi. The main one that I see is can you see I've kicked and then I put my foot to the side and then I'm moving my body weight over. Can you spread out a little bit more? So you've got plenty of room by the side. Yeah, move down a little bit. So, can you see how I've joined up the body with the controlled fall? As opposed to, can you see the foot's landed and then the body's coming over? As opposed to, can you see the body weight dropping and the back leg working with it. Yeah, not 1, 2, but 1. Make sure you got plenty of room by the side of you, or interlock, you know, come forward or go back. Watch the camera. Okay, so from there, stand on one leg. Okay, now I want you to play Russian roulette. I want you to fall to the side and only put your foot down when it's really necessary. Nice. Okay, let's try the other side. Kick. What I don't want to do is put the foot down straight away. I want you to leave it as late as possible. Ready? Nice. Okay, try the other side again. Ready? Nice. So it's a controlled fall. Yeah? But I want you to just, a controlled fall, but try and use your back leg to thrust. Like this TN2. Yeah, pushing off it. Try the other side. Ready? Doesn't have to be high. Ready? Nice. Ready? And the other side. Ready? Nice. Standing with your leg locked out and kicking. Not so good. Because you're top heavy. Yeah? So when you do my geri, your leg is bent, isn't it? The lower you are to the floor, the easier it is for your balance. i.e., lying on the floor, you don't need any balance at all. Yeah, so bend the leg, it's bent, you've managed to do the kick, now you're going to do a controlled, and because it's bent, you can then use your leg. That means if you're using your leg, you're using your body weight, it's all coming together at the same time. It's coordinating everything. So by yourself, try and get lower, and then fall, and use your back leg. Yep. Ready? In your own time. Nice. When you do a maigeri, you need to put your hip in the right place. If you are square, it's difficult to kick. So you need to make sure that you are putting your hip in the right place for the kick, not square. Make sure you've turned it. You can kick easily to the centre. Then you've got your hip back already to put back into the Gyakuzuki. If you're square, it ain't very good for your maigeri, it's not good for your hip, it's not good for your knees, it's not good. Yeah, but here. Yeah. Okay, so turn your hips to complement your maigeri. Yeah? Carry on. Amen. Okay, digress a little bit. Can you, we're going to go back to kette Gyakuzuki Notsukomi after, but can you just bring your arms up like a Frankenstein? Yeah? Now, when you punch Chudan, you don't just move your arm. It's not your arm moving. Okay, to get it to the centre, you pull this hip back slightly. Can you see it goes to the centre now? Try the other side, just. So it's, when you're doing your Junzuki, it shouldn't be. Yeah, this isn't natural. This is natural. Semi-natural. You don't walk around Newcastle like this, I'm sure. Then just turn your hip. So what does that mean? It means that this is your pelvis. These are your legs. So it's no good doing it square and trying to kick to the centre. You need to put your shoulders in the right place for your leg to kick to the centre. It's all about moving your body. Moving your. That's natural. Not. Yeah. let everything just flow. So can you try a couple more with putting your shoulders in the right place to kick to the center, then turn it back into punch. Yeah, ready? Ashi. So when you do Okuri ashi, gaku, can you see how I've used my back leg to throw it out? So we're going to do Gyakuzuki Notsukomi again. And we're going to try and control the fall, but we're going to move with the body and we're going to use the back leg. If you're using this, you've used this, you've used this, you've used this. If you just do it square, you've only used your top half. You get it? Hi. So line up. So make sure you've got plenty of room. Is that clear for everybody, what you're trying to do? Yeah? So you're trying to join up your Okuri ashi with your Gyakuzuki Notsukomi. Yeah? Ready? Junzuki Dragamai. Ai! Sonobade. Ai! Ready? So I don't care if you fall flat on your nose, just as long as you're trying to do it. Yeah? Yeah? Ash! Can you try and get, you see how you're trying to get everything to coordinate as one, not 1, 2. Ready? Ash! Don't reach out with your leg. Let it fall. Ash! Good. Now you're dropping your body weight into it. That's going to be a good punch. Pull your kick back. Ash! Try and have your foot pointing up. Because if you want to kick again, your foot's already in the same, instead of your toes down. Aish! Try and relax.
I'm listening.
Good. So try and relax and fall. Ready? Ay! Yeah, relax. I don't want. Yeah, I know you can punch. I know you can kick. I want you to find a technique that when you're my age, you can still do. Okay? Ready? Aish! Yeah. Let it flow. Flow. It's about flowing, not punching and kicking hard. Ready? Aish! Good. Yeah? Left fighting stance. Aish! So I want to see a nice, relaxed Gyakuzuki. I don't want to see you trying to impress me. I know you can punch. I want to see a nice, just relaxed, coordinated, yeah, Gyakuzuki. Ready? Whoosh. Good. Push, pull. Push, pull. Push. Good. Now you're bringing your back legs up. That's good. Ready? Ready? Yeah, and throw it out. Aish. A lot of you are doing this. You should be letting this let it flow. It's too much locking the arm out. You need to let your arm be thrown out. And if it's thrown out, it will relax. After all, isn't this fighting stance? I haven't moved it at all. It's just a natural position where your arm will come back to after you've punched. Not this. That isn't fighting stance. So when you do your Gyakuzuki, it needs to be thrown in and relaxed. Do you understand that? If you haven't seen it from the side, move around. Not this. And not this. But relaxed. So as you can punch again, so as you can move forward. So it's about getting this relaxed arm back. You get that? It's all about trying to get your movements natural, not artificial, not sticking it out. So try and relax more and thinking about pulling back. Believe it or not, if you think about pulling back, the going out will be quicker. I know that's a bit strange to get your head around, but the quicker you can get that punch is to think about pulling it back. Okay, so can we get it back into lines again? Try and do a Okuri ashi and let the arm just naturally, yeah, so it's already there for you to step through. I want you to, when you've done the Gyakuzuki, then stop, yeah? Ready? Ashi! That's better. Now from there, here, from here, get back to this position where you've got to, here. Right arm out, everybody. Okay, now just step through, Ashi. So that's your fighting, you're covered. So you're going to push forward, and it's going to come back. Ashi! Can you see you put your hip in? Now step through. Keep the elbow in. Keep the elbow in. Not from my guys. Where'd you hear that? Keep your elbow in. What kata? Seishan. Who said that? Well done. If you start thinking about it now when you come to do Seishan, same position. So throw it in, relax it. Oish! Okay, yeah, man. So we're trying and push it a little bit because we want to do other things. Okay, can you come around? So we had Takamizawa Sensei's numbers helping us, yeah? And then Sensei Schmitz came up with this exercise for footwork. If you can understand this, all your partner work, all your katas will be easier because it's making the body flow side to side, backwards and forwards. And it was basically can you see this TM1 and 2 that Takamizawa Sensei did with the pushing and pulling? But it's either to the side, or that side, or 45, or forward. If you can practice that, when you come to do any of your partner work, it will be far, far easier. The only difficulty is, it's your internals that are doing it, not this. There's a big difference. Can you see the difference? So, take a left fighting stance, Ash. So if you turn clockwise, which foot wants to go? The back one or the front one? Front one, isn't it? Let it go and pull. Okay, try it again. So pull the hip back and you can feel it. Okay. So this time I don't want to go forward, I want to go back. So if I do this, try moving the back leg. Oish. Same move. You feeling it? So it depends on whether you want to move the inside or outside. But you need this, either the front foot or back foot. Try it. Don't overthink it, that's better. Try not to the sugar plum fairy, yeah? Try not to do that. Try and use your hips. Can you feel that? Yeah, man, sec. So if I'm turning this way, I can either release it here, or I can let the front go. So you rotate your body, but the second part is to let it relax and come back. So you stretch it, you go, bang. Then the back foot relaxes and comes into place. It's not artificial. It's one. Can you find that relaxed where your hip actually pulls it across, not you physically thinking about it? Turn, or one, or turn, and back foot. Yeah, so use that spring. Yes. Try and let your body and your hip go. Yeah, you're bringing your back leg up. So you need this kamish tie. Kamish tie, do you understand that? Kamish tie? Rice paper thickness. So when you do okuri ashi, it's not, that's like a reamer paper. So it's this skim. Ready? Just try a couple more. Yeah, so use your body. 1, 2. Good. Can you feel your body do this spring, this rotation?
As if you're ready to...
Yes.
Yeah. The hip towards here and the drop.
Good. Okay, so now can you try doing okuri ashi? Pushing forward and pulling the hip in, so it will be, so you're actually going to the side. And then go backwards. Change your stance, try it the other side. Yeah, try and introduce a little bit of a okuri ashi, but use your hip to go forward and back. Don't worry about if you can't get it, it's for something for you to work on. But it's not going to work with this stance. Some of you are struggling because you're using Junzuki stance, which is this, shoulder width apart. So that means this has got to travel 2 or 3 times. You've got to haul it across. So when you're doing any sort of combination or partner work, you really need to be in your Tate Seishan. So if you see this line here, heel, toes. You need to use your Tate Seishan. Tate Seishan is not for Christmas. Right, you just don't bring it out for Seishan Kata. When you're doing your kedis, you should be using Tate Seishan. If you're using Junzuki stance, in Wado-Ryu you have to think about your center line, your senju-sen. So if I'm here, yeah, my center is here. If I'm going to do my geri, Gary, fighting stance. So if I'm in Junzuki stance, can you make sure you come around and see what I'm doing? This is the width, yeah? And I'm in the center, push Gary, there. If I lift the foot up, I'm not going to kick you, maybe. So if I lift it up to the center, can you see I'm just going to fall to the side? So if I'm in my tate, that's my center line. And if I go to kick, it's very easy because I haven't had to move the center line. If I'm in Junzuki stance, I have to go this to stand on one leg. That means the kick's going to go here, and then I'm going to fall back over here. Do you understand that? So when you're doing your combinations or your kedis, always try and, or combination, try and use Tate Seishan. Took me 2 or 3 years to actually feel comfortable in this. Yamen. And really it only came about when Otsuka II came over. Everything was done like this. I was like this. Yeah? And back into your fighting stance. Using Tate Seishan, far, far easier to do. You don't have to move your center. As soon as you move your center, you have to compete with your balance. So if you can keep your senjus and your center line, yeah? The worst one is Yushiro Geri. If I start from here, there's a center line. If I do Yushiro Geri, yeah, if you're a beginner and you're teaching it, yes, I fully understand. You're taking your foot across, you're turning, Shiro Geri, and guess what? I've missed him. Because I've moved my center. If I'm in my Tate Seishan, I can get him in the center. So Tate Seishan is very important for your kicks. For my Geri, for your Shiro Geri, for your combinations, because you're not having to go to the, you know, it's not natural going to side. Okay, for sure. If this punch is coming Tobikomizuki, okay, again, yeah, then you would move to the side. But that's Taisabaki, that's a different thing. But try and use your Tate Seishan for your Mai-Geris, for your combinations, yeah, for your partner work, because everything then is on the center line and you don't have to keep on transferring your body weight. Yep. Okay, yeah, man. Wish. So, can you get back into your lines? So, I want you to think about, yeah, moving this and moving across that way. Using your body. Ready? Mush. Good. Now you're going to come back. Whoop, stop there. Now you're going to come back the other way. Use your Tate Seishan, not your Zenko Tadachi stance. So now, come across with your back leg. Mush. Ready? Change stance. Mush. I'm going to do a couple. Move this way. So use your hip. Mush. And now coming back the other way. It's too wide. Go from one Tate Seishan to another Tate Seishan. Where'd you see that? Going from one Tate Seishan to another Tate Seishan. Any of your combinations, Seishan. Seishan Kata. Ready? Mush. Good. Then you're winding it up, not just for the move, but for the zuki as well. Ready? Now move this way. Ready? Mush. Okay, yeah, man. Okay, right. So we're going to join up a kette Gyakuzuki Notsukomi with a Kihon, where you can use this back leg and this. So does everybody know Kihon number 6? Yes? No? No matter? We'll do it. Okay. So from there, left leg forward. You'll have to forgive my soccer toe. All right, since my hip. You know what? When you're getting older, you have to accept things sometimes, don't you? Yeah. It's not like the young guys. I wish I was young again with this knowledge, but anyway. So from there, lunge jodan. Oish. Now, tsugi. So it's this hip and a soccer toe. Oish. Yeah, man. Okay, so spread round. Couple of things, but we'll deal with the first one. Yeah? Jodan. Tsugi sokuto. Then you went. Didn't use this. Didn't use a ashi. So 1, 2. Can you see you using your back leg and this Okuri ashi, not just dropping and punching, because that locks in your distance. You want to have the potential to create as much distance if you wanted to. I'm attacking you. Oish. So first move, right? Okay, second move, oish. Okay, you ready? Because I'm going to go for it. Ready? Oish. Can you see how I can use the back leg and really push in and go for him? Not just this. Yeah, 1, 2. I've not got my mai. I've not really got any power in this punch. So we're going to practice Kihon number 6. Yeah, with 1. Push-ya. I'll get you next time, okay? With this, don't do it straight off, because some people might not know, okay? But from here, try and fall and punch. So take your time, build it up with your partner. But I definitely want to see control. You've seen the mai, you've seen the distance, the direction, and you've seen the distance. You're going to use your back leg, your body weight to try and knock his head off. Not the first or two, be sensible about what you're doing. Yeah? Is everybody okay with the move, or do you want me to go through it? The combination? Yeah, go through the combination? Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So everybody, where you are, it doesn't matter. Take a left fighting stance. Oish. So from there, lunge jodan. Now I want to turn my hip and sokto. Now keep it up. You don't know whether you got to go forward, backwards, sideways, anyway. Now I want to use this one to try and knock his head off. Oish. Good, and out. So again, left leg forward. Make sure if you want to come down here, it doesn't matter. Okay?
That's it.
Okay? So again, Okuri ashi. 1. Oish. Tsugi sokto. Tsugi. Oish. Hold. Think where he is. Now go for it. Okay, once more. This time when you do the gaku, I want a kioi. So can you see how this has actually come to life now? Yeah, instead of just dropping and pushing, you're actually going for his head. Okay, the defense. Well, there's no attacker and no defense. The uki. Yeah? Toru. Get it right one of these days. So from there, come forward a little bit. Not this. Doesn't matter whether it's back, front, to the side. Ready? Oish. Not back. Not back. Shimizu Sensei said, never go back. If you go back, you can go to the side. Or you can go for 45-ish. All right, but never go back, because as soon as you go back, your mental state changes to a defensive. Yeah? So, to the side. Oish. Now, cover. He's coming towards your head, so what are you going to move first? Your head. Move your head. Now, punch. Hand out. Once more. Ready. Punch. Hey. Coming forward, move your head. Punch. And out. So can you partner off? Take your time. But really I want this. Yeah? Check your balance, check the direction, check the distance. Go for your gaku. Yeah? Carry on. Yeah, I'm talking about joining up dots. There's a couple of things. One is, obviously we've talked about this. Two things that can happen with the second move. One, here, don't need to turn this much. Okay? Where have you seen this move before? One, two. Now I'm open, I can go forward, sideways, this way, backwards. Here. Okay, so what's your second move? The next part is the person that's attacking slowly. I know you want to get your own back, okay? All these pent up years, yeah? So I'm going to go to the side, Aish. Then he does Sugi Sokuto. Be close, isn't it?
He said slow.
That's fine.
All right.
Ready, Aish? Not too bad. Okay, I'll do it to you.
Right.
Believe it or not, I'm going to do it incorrectly. Can you come round so as you can see? Because you're most probably doing this. Aish, it's you. So the first one is here. Watch, I'm seeing a lot of people. Stop where you are. I'm not going to kick you. People are doing this. And the only reason why it's working is because Colin's moving out the way. I'm not kicking to where he's going. I'm doing my Sokuto to where he is. So I have to think about my distance while I'm moving. So from here, your Tsugi might only be this much to get into kicking distance. Then, whoosh. Okay, so what's your distance when you do your Tsugi Sokuto? When you're doing ippons, distance is important, but when you start doing your Kihons, the attack is as important as the defence. So if on your grading, if you start coming up and doing this, you've got to make sure your Sokuto is in the right distance for kicking distance. Not naturally coming up too close and doing it, and it's only working because he's moved out the way. You're attacking where he is, not where he's going to. So watch your Sokuto, watch your Sugi, yeah, and this. Okay, ready? Carry on. Can you try and show what we've been practicing today? Is usually Tate Seishan. If you're not moving, it's because you're using Junzuki stance and it's too locked in, and it's difficult to. You're going to have to release, then move, and that's Madonna. That's an extra move, wasted move. Knees bent, move to the side. Knees bent, move, punch. Yeah, but make sure you're using a purposeful Gyakuzuki, using that technique of controlled drop and Okuri ashi gaku. Need to flow, need to move. Yeah, not static, not Junzuki stance. Yeah, when you're a beginner and you're doing the ippons, yes, you've got to start somewhere. Yeah, your Gumite Gata and your Kihons, you need to start incorporating. Yeah, a couple more, then we move on. Number 6. Number 2. Why?
Position of the foot and the kick.
Good. So, number 6. So, 1, 2, 3. So here, Sokuto. This one, I can't do number 2 because It's okay. Sokoto, leave it out. I'll hold it up for you. Okay.
Yep.
If I do number 2, I'm going to hit the foot. Yeah, I have to do this movement. For number 2, it's the other foot. Yeah. So now, come on, it's okay. Now, because the foot's not there, and that brings them off balance. Yeah? So do you understand why you now get number 6? Number 2. Yeah? Last couple of times, and think about this arm. 1, and move the head. Move this foot and body. Yeah, flow. I'm going back in with my body weight. But then I need to do some rotation to get this Gyakuzuki in and sonobade. Yeah, front foot. Yeah, okay. Last couple. Try and tie up some dots. So if you cramped, what did you do on Gyakuzuki Notsukomi? You used the leg and used your body as one. Instead of putting your foot down, that's just gone anyway. It's gone as far as I'm limited with this stance. Yeah? If I can use and then put the foot down, that's gone into a natural position because it's stopping you from falling over. It's 16.3 inches over this way and 45 degrees this way and a 2 degree off. No, it's this dropping, then punching. As soon as you've got that stance, these punches become effective. Yeah, and we're going to see that on the next one. So you're going to do Kihon number 1. So you're going to go to the side and cover. Ready? Oish. Okay, now you're just going to go and punch. Oish. You said you didn't know it. Do it again. Ready? Oish. Hey. That's good. That's not bad. That's fine. All right? Okay, the attack is fighting stance. Oish. So you're going to push in Jodan. Oish. They've moved to the side. So it means you've got to change direction and you've got to do your Okuri ashi. Gaku. Ready? Oish. And back out. Yeah, man. Yes? Pretty simple, isn't it? At the moment, yeah. Okay, carry on. Carry on. Okay, I'm seeing this. Okay, good. And then I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are you actually trying to do with your technique? You're trying to understand Taisaboki, but you want to hit him, not dance around him. Yeah? So I want you to think about, obviously we're on about moving the hip and moving and doing your Taisaboki, which is moving the minimum amount. Yeah, so I catch. Next one, he comes in and punches here. Okay. One. Should be dropping, just drop straight down. And hip. And punch. So it's only dropping and then son obeyed. It's not like doing that. Oh, I used to do this. back, 1, 2, 3, and then I'd be out of distance. I couldn't get, you know, it was a dance. It wasn't actually hitting. So I want you to just try, and then when the punch comes, just literally drop with your body weight. That's all I want. I want you to use this drop, and we'll carry on with the rest of it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you feel the drop?
I felt like you hit stone eye.
Yeah? So nice and relaxed. Collect it. Collect it. Drop. Okay, that's all I want. Soft knees and just drop. And not posing. I know we've got the camera going, but no posing. Not one. You see it's disjointed? Just one and... You feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, drop the weight. Okay, that's all I want. Don't want any of the rest. Carry on. You know, when I said the attack is as important as the defence. No, go on.
Thanks, sir.
Push. Wait. Push. Watch. By yourself. Any comments? Do it again. That wasn't so bad. This is what you were doing. Good. Then it was, I'm going to move this hand out of the way. Did you see that? Change and then forward. Watch again. Forward. Then you went, I'll move this hand out of the way. And you did it as well. Can you see that? Pull back and then go forward. Instead of straight, straight. If you can notice those things, that comes back to your go no sen, sen no sen, sen sen no sen. It means I've seen your technique coming before you've actually done it. I know what we're doing. We're doing Kihon number 1 because I told you to do Kihon 1. So I know exactly what you're coming at. But you need to hone your defense as well as the attack. So if you try it again. So 1, that's better. You see the difference? And that can be when you're sparring as well. Yeah, sure, if it's a dummy, but not when it's Kihon. You need to hone this movement and what you see. And to give me the choice, bad move. Okay, so that's why you haven't got time to do starts and do it. That's 1, down. You just got to drop and then punch. So can you do the next move for it? So it's got to be, if he's coming in full force, 1, 2, you haven't got time to start going. It must be just a drop down and punch. 1. Okay, so to the side, drop and turn, because you're not going to have enough time. Yep. Okay, Osh, carry on. Okay, a couple of pointers. When you take your fighting stance, yeah, I'm seeing this. What could be better?
Point at the opponent.
Everybody, don't film this. Everybody do this. No, it's fine, you can cut it out. Okay, so what you have to do is point that to the nose. Okay? Now, it's a little bit difficult to go and get your wrist straight. Okay? So, everybody hold a katana. So your wrists are bent. Yeah? So your elbows are in, but they're not else. These are your knees. I know they're your elbows. These are your knees. They have to be soft. So here. So can you see your wrists are bent? Not straight. Bent, and they'll be pointing to the center. Now, open your hands. Can you see how both wrists are bent to face the center line? If they're straight, that punch would be over there and this punch would be over there. None of them are on the center. So, here. So, this is the center. Center. Yeah, not here. Because that means you've got to punch over here. Or you do this. And I've seen you punching then. Here. 1, 2. Yeah, no telltale signs of pulling back, winding it up. You can do that secretly by your internals without moving these. So it wants to be straight from where they are. Then they've had less time to detect it. Last couple of times because they need to move on. Yeah? Okay, fighting stance. Can you come round? The way you move is not necessarily all to do with your legs and your body movement. It's to do with your hands as well. So, Ash, is that okay? Do it again. Any good? Slightly different? So, I know nothing about football. I'm from West Brom. Okay? But I do realise that when a goalie and an attacker's coming forward, what did he do? Go right up against the goal line? No. What do? They come out to narrow the angle. Yeah? So, I come out. Can you see what's happened? So this doesn't matter whether it's Kihon number 1 or any others. So this is the first part, and then we'll do part 2. It's a little bit like Irish dancing, but they lost the second book, which told them what to do with their hands. So it's all about, the leg movements. All right, so just come out with a hand and deflect. It will get a little bit more tricky, which is about your timing and trying to relax. But first of all, when they attack, just bring your hand out and deflect it. We only need to do a few. Not pushing him to the side. That weren't bad, actually. No, don't push to the side. Just literally come out to meet him. Can you try that? This will help this and any of the other Kihons that you do. Yeah, carry on. Some of you are finding that when you do the snowplow here, then it's you being deflected off because he's most probably bigger than you, heavier than you. So when you do it and you find that's happened, just literally drop your weight. Drop your weight, keep the hand pointing forward, and you won't be deflected. So if you are deflected because he's bigger than you, drop down. Drop down and keep it pointing forward. Couple more, and then we need to move on. Crack on. Yeah, man. Have you all had a go at that? Is it beneficial to drop? Okay, so this is an example of kobuitai, which is, anybody know? To defend and attack at the same time. Right? So instead of thinking defensively, right, I'm going to defend and I'm going to be attacking. So that's why it's important to go straight. Yeah, so don't think of it as just an uke or a block or moving. If you drop, if he comes in anymore, he's going to punch, he's going to headbutt your fist. You're going to punch him, you're going to hit him. Yeah? But really, his head's hitting your fist. So the last couple of goes, try and drop and go for him. Yep. Drop and go for him. Kobuitai, defend and attack together. Carry on. Last couple. It's catch, absorb. Catch, absorb. But you can you see the subtleness? I'm going out the goals, I'm reaching it, and I'm deflecting it. So you need to perfect this first before you go. You need to fully understand how this arm's moving, catching, absorbing. Then you don't have to move so much. Everything is, Wado is very, very small to the point where people like Otsuka, the remedy, you hardly see them move. And you think, how did I do that? Because it's little bits and pieces and it all comes together. So if I just do this, I'm having to do a big move because I'm not using this. So I'm going to be using this. So therefore I don't have to move so much. So I want you to get there, I want you to go this and then absorb it. Then as soon as you touch, just bring it back. Did you get that? Feel this one, which you've already done. Do it again, but as soon as it touches, and it might be beneficial for you to just turn your head. I'm going to be talking like this tonight. Yeah, so here, just absorb it. Touch, absorb. Can you try that? This is for something for you to practice. All you have to do is stand there and... But it should feel like nothing. And I've just said to Jamie, the harder you punch and the less I can resist or do this, makes the attacker frustrated. Because it should feel like nothing. Nothing. And he's going. So he'll really try hard. And that's when people make mistakes. And you want them to make mistakes. So it's psychologically. Now I want you to see how little you can move. Do this. See how little you can move with feeling comfortable. That if you take your hand away, he's still punching. Because how many centres have you got? Well, yeah, it's four quarters, but 3. Senji-sen, and then through your nipple. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. They're punching to here. I want to move here. I'm moving to there by either doing this or turning my head to get the centre to here. Is that fine? If you're doing this, too much. It's this much. Yep. So try it again, absorb it, and then just see how small a move to the side you can make. The less you move to the side, the less move you need when you move back in for your attack. The more you go out, the more you've got to come back in. You want that minimal amount of movement. Yeah, like when you sword. Yeah, it's just a small. Yeah. Okay, can you try that? See how little you have to move. Carry on. Okay, so we need to sort of bring a few things together. And I think the ideal one would be, who knows Gumite Gata? Anybody? You know them? Gumite Gata? Yeah, number 9. Okay. Anybody fancy a go? Jamie, come on, you're a big lad. Come on.
I've never done this one before.
No, that's fine. All you got to think of is England. All right?
Just do it right back.
Okay, can you make sure you move around and see? So, if you know, Gumite Gata is about what? Movement. But what 2 words in Japanese? You know what? You do bring in taisabaki, but these are 2 new words. Almost, you got one of them. Irimi and kazushi. Irimi means moving in. Kazushi means taking their space in this world, to break their balance. Okay? So that leg forward. So this one is lunging chudan. A bit more, come on. That's better. Okay? So I drop and I turn. Yeah? Then I need to do irimi, which is moving in. And I need to do kazushi. And move out. Okay, so once more. So I need to drop and move. And out. So here, if he's punching to the stomach, then I need to move the stomach, turn, and move in. Okay? All right, so everybody face this way. Soft knees. Ready? Oish. Soft knees. Now turn. Now the hips wound up. So the natural way is to just rotate. So feel this. So as you rotate, you move in. And Nagashi Gaku. And out. So again. So can you see the knees working? Can you see the hips moving? Can you see the body moving? It's all these things coming together to absorb. To absorb it and then give it him back or her back. Yeah, so from there, it's your knees and your body. Oish. Then turn. Your hips wound up and through. And out. Last time. Ready? So use your knees, use your stomach, absorb it, and then turn at the last minute because you don't want to give away this turn and the punch. Ready? Nice. It's wound up, so release it. And out. Yamin. Until you get this fluidity and this softness in your knees, it's not going to work. And if you don't understand this internal, if you're just relying on your arms and your legs, it is not going to work. Okay, this one to me is, if I was going to put anything in the downgrading syllabus, it'd be this one. You wouldn't get away with it lightly doing number 5, Kihon. It would be this one. Yeah? This one shows and shows that, yeah, you know how to move. Yeah? Oh, the attack is just basically lunge chudan. Okay, and then flow back in. Carry on. The less I do, the easier it is for me. But I have to have this fluidity and this relaxed way of moving. And I can understand, especially if you've only started doing it, it's very frustrating. You go back to what you know, which is hard movement. And it will not work. Will not work. So you need to move your body in turn. The more relaxed you are, and just literally dropping your weight. So, knees, knee. Drop them. Not push. Okay? And not this. Don't leave your luggage at the airport. Yeah, you need to bring them both down. Everything's got to come down. The more you can relax and drop your body weight, but you need to be central. You need to find your senju-sen, your center. If you're leaning back, that's not all your body weight. If I'm leaning forward, that's most probably bringing too much weight here. You need to get in your car, sit in it, and let your car take you to a, yeah? You're not there going, come on, come on. Yeah? You're not having to force you're using it as a transport. So this, drop, in, out, on. Yeah? Not rigid. Carry on. Be as fluid as you can.
It's on video.
Okay. I'm not very proud of it, but when I was trying to do this, first of all, with any techniques, I tried to cheat. Yeah, wasn't working. So, come on, Kerry, you're missing a bit of a belting.
Come on this way, Wado.
Oh, no.
I know you should
sure.
get away with it.
Yeah. So, you know, because I couldn't sort of get this, yeah, I was doing, can you see that? That more of a push on this to get the kazushi. Watch again. And then I'd be doing, so it'd be 1, 2, That's not right. If it's Wado-Ryu, it should be together. You should be making the move fluid. So to try and get the two, together, it needs to be everything trying to work at the same time. So if you find you're putting more effort into one than the other, something's wrong. It should be one move, not 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all right when you're trying to get it. Yeah? So if you want to know how to cheat, I know how to cheat. But that's not the right thing to do. I can make it look good by cheating, but it's not good for yourself. It's not good for your Wado. Yeah? And that's what you have to watch. That it's working for you as a single unit, not as a bit of a crafty, cheaty one there and there. Yep. What you can do is you can actually try and do a little bit of kazushi first, which that means that your second part, what you was originally thinking of as kazushi, is just a percentage after it. So can you see when the heat, Kerry went? That means I've got to be in there quick. So if you've got a big guy, yeah, boom, yeah, then while he's there, you've already took advantage of the heat. The heat is actually causing a little bit of kazushi. But then you've got to be in quick to do the rest. But at the moment, just try the fluidity. If it comes off, doesn't matter. So, try it again. But try and be as fluid. If you want to know how to cheat and you're struggling, let me know and I'll tell you. But it's not about just moving your body the minimum. You need to think about your foot when you're covering. Okay? I ain't going to hit you, so come on. So, one, if I'm here, you see where Colin's going to kick? Don't kick there. Yeah, so I just cover it the minimum amount, especially my knees covering, rather than here. Here. Now I can you see this minimal amount and this softness of the knees and taking his balance? Number 5, Kihon number 5, don't take to the floor because we've got no mats and I don't want a stupid accident, especially with us guys. Yeah, I don't mind about him, but me and us older guys, then there's no need. Yeah, does everybody know number 5? No? A little bit complicated. Or it can be as complicated or as simple as you want. Yeah? So, and this is about Sensei Schmitz's moves. And if you understand those moves, you will find it a lot easier. Without those moves, it's a bit of a bish, bosh, bash, throw them on the floor, hit them, which I haven't got a problem with, but you need some finesse, you need to understand how you should be moving. Yep. All right, so from here, everybody. Sorry, Yamen, a sec. Let me just show you the, yeah. So, okay. This time you have to be further away because you're on the live side. You understand what I mean by the live side? Yeah? Because he's opening and he can punch easier. So I need to be that little bit further away. So here I move to the side, the punch is Jodan. Then Colin punches here. Okay, so the only way you're going to do it is to, you know, this move where you turn and you pull the back foot across. Remember doing that in the practice here? So you need to drop. Now I need to do the second part, which is this move. Not too much, because this foot kick in your groin. So I open this up slightly to cover and up underneath. Then I'll go in, because the next thing would be a kick, a maegeri. Yeah, because this would be the attack. It would be 1, 2, kick. Yeah, maegeri. So I start again. So I'm going to move to the side. I'm going to move away. I'm going to drop, which is most probably stopped him from doing the maegeri. Then a little sonobaid, up, in, as close as you can, across. Should be able to put a lock in. This has got the thumb, it's got the, this is the throwing hand. This is the sasei, supporting. Yeah? Here. So this is doing it with your body. It's not all to do with this. It's with your body. And then this is giving. Oh, it's your shoulder. That's the bad one. It's going to be even worse now. Yeah, it will. Okay, stop and move out.
Just heard that little. That'll do. His is the same.
Is it?
Mine'll be Irish. No, it's fine. Mine's fine. I'll get on the floor.
Don't take to the floor. I want you to get to this part, which is to the side, back foot, front foot, up. Attack this one. Take it, find the lock. Yeah, then I'm going to turn, not with this hand, but with my body. Here. Into Seishan. Find the Seishan. Yeah, through. Stretch him. Stop. Out. So I only want you to get to here. Move to the side, back foot across. Front foot across, height toe. Up underneath. Underneath the ribs. Attacking this leg here. Then, sonobate. This is doing the rotation. This is doing the direction. Okay?
I hate to put myself through it once more, but some of that they don't really know it, so I was just going to say, do you want to do it that way so they can see?
Yeah, but we'll do the single moves, give you some idea. So I'm going to move to the side. Then I'm going to move out the way and get this dropping down. Yeah?
Yeah.
Cross, up. Taking, underneath. Across. See the lock? You don't have to pronounce it, as long as it's there, for them to not move forward. Then tight, 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 tight. Okay, but don't take to the floor. Right, everybody line up this way. So they're coming in, Jodan. Move to the side and absorb it. Yeah, back foot across, drop. Front foot across, up. You've got the hand, move in underneath. Cup it, grab it, pull it across. So you got your elbow. Now, take, or just feel that hand. Okay, once more. Bit complicated, I'll come around and show you. Okay, ready? Ich, ni, san, shi, cup it, sonobade, get the lock, and over, and you would throw. You got that? So the attack is, so it's left leg forward. So it's Jodan, then push Gaku. And then all he's got to do is lie back and think of England. Okay? Yeah, carry on. Like, yeah, mate. No, right. How's your partner? Right? Okay, can you pull your wrists and relax? And pull the wrist. And relax. Pull. Pull. Okay, just circle your elbows. And the other way. Okay, can you line up? So if I've imparted something to you, get a stance. Get a Tate Seishan. Start working your knees. Learn how to move. Learn about your core, giving you the potential energy and the kinetic energy, right? Think about how you can move your body fluid. Sorry, I'm from West Brom. So, yeah, try and relax and find the softness. The problem with we think we do karate. We should be doing Wado, which isn't, get this karate out of your mind. If you think karate all the time, you 90, 95, 100%, it's like, you know, kicking, punching. You should be doing the jiu-jitsu side as well. The fluid, the movement. Then you put that back in. So, Otsuki Sensei was, can you just kneel or sit down a little bit, please? So the people at the back. Yeah? If you've got knee problems, stand up, move to the side. Okay, stand up if you can't see. Otsuki Sensei was a jiu-jitsu grandmaster. Yeah. Then he did karate. Then to make Wadō-ryū, he put them together and came up with Wado-Ryu. So he had strong jiu-jitsu background, more than enough, grandmaster. Then went back to the beginning and did karate, very basic karate. Then saw the opportunity of putting jiu-jitsu into karate. Unfortunately, we go it from the other direction. We learn karate and then start trying to put the jiu-jitsu on the top. It's like a layer of a cake. And sometimes the karate sort of overpowers it. And you don't find the natural movements that he wanted. You need to have these fluid movements like the jiu-jitsu guys do. You need to put that back into your karate. So if you change or put a mental note, I know it's got karate on here, but if you put a mental note that we don't do karate, we do Wado, that's a different thinking up here. The way you move, that should be coming into your Wado-ryu. Then that's Wado. Being able to have this fluidity and movement. Yeah? If you look at Sensei there, he had a more upright, not because of his age, but this is where the jiu-jitsu guys, that's their fighting stance, isn't it? They stand up more, not necessarily this. Okay, this is very rigid. This is okay for your basics. When you come to do your partner work and everything, try and use your Tate Seishan, your movements. Try and make it fluid. Yeah? When you're doing a ashi, make it a flowy move. And don't stop, let it carry on. A sprinter doesn't stop at the line, he goes completely way through, doesn't he? So don't let this stop, just let it flow through. And if you've got this mental aspect of things have got to flow through, then there's no stop, start. It's one move. Yeah. Any questions?
Stunned into silence.
Sorry?
Stunned into silence.
I only started learning when I was 50. Not when I started, well, I started when I was 9 or 10. But I did karate. I did Wado karate. Yeah, it's only when I started getting old. Yeah, and then you have to listen to your seniors. Yeah, after all, they've been doing it a lot longer than, yeah, so then I started watching and looking. And then when Otsuka II came over, and even now, it's not what they show you, it's what they're not showing you. And that's the bit to look at. That's the bit that I found out with Takamizawa Sensei and with Shimizu Sensei. Don't look at what they're showing you. Look at the bits that they're not showing you. See how they move. Yeah? After all, if you've been training with them a long time, then you know the basics of it. You know the structure, you know the bones. It's putting the meat onto it and the little nuances that they're not showing you. And they're not. It's not going out in purpose not to show you. It's the fact that they have to teach at a certain level. Yeah, if they've got a smaller group with a senior grade, then they will go into it a little bit more. And that's what I've tried to take you through today, a little bit more of an advanced way of looking at things. All right, so I don't think, oh, I'm never going to get this. All right, don't think that, but you've got to start somewhere. Got to start somewhere. And sometimes it's a little bit of a bitter pill to take, especially when you've been training for so long. But this is exactly what happened with Sensei Schmitz. Yeah, he'd been training a long time, a lot of fighting. Yeah, then when Otsuka came over, first, especially the second, because he went, this is Wado. The Remni, this is Wado. So he had to change. I think he must have been 6th dan, 7th dan then. Yeah? So he had to make big changes. He made it better. All right, so, yep. Okay, stand up. That's why I didn't kneel down. Okay, feet together. Ready?
Caesar. Show me, right. Sensei right. Tagni right.
Arigatou gozaimashita.
Correct.
Kike. Ai. Ush. Thank you again for inviting me.